Alright, for those of you who've been following this little series, exploring the story behind the Adamastor, the Hesperus, and what it might mean for deepening our understanding of the Thargoids, the war with the Thargoids, you've probably heard me moaning about the fact that this type of start-stop approach to storytelling, telling you a bit and then it could be up to 2 months before you get the next bit, is something that I find personally a very unsatisfying way of storytelling, and very easy way to lose momentum in the parts of the story that people are interested in. And I've speculated that perhaps what they could do while we're waiting for the story to move on to the next stage is for us to have other things that we can do, other things that we can research that flesh out the story we've been given already. Now, to a point, we have had that with this latest act, because we've now filled in the backstory of what happened to the Hesperus crew who escaped Pharma Sapiens' takeover of the ship, and they found an ancient Guardian Thargoid battleground and did something or other to a Guardian relic that caused it to unleash enough power to kill them all. So, I don't know if someone up there heard me or whether I just chose to moan at a time when they were going to do it anyway, but when they were announcing the community events for this week, FDev have said that on Thursday the story of the Adamastor and Hesperus will be continuing in some way. So, brilliant. It looks like if the story isn't going to move on massively, then at least there will be other things connected to this story that we'll be able to find out about and take part in, and, well, hopefully it means that something might happen on Thursday. Now, players have noticed and commented in the forums and in the Reddits that in the system where the Orion Nebula Tourist Center is, PMD 2009 space 48, if we look in the system map, this is a pretty well known place. It's the only populated place in the Orion Nebula, and it has the Orion Nebula Tourist Center, an asteroid base. And what players have noticed is that it now has two other things in the system. Two megaships. One, the Archimedes, belonging to Aegis Research. The other, the Glorious Prospect, belonging to Taurus Mining Ventures. Taurus Mining Ventures are the people who paid you for bringing in the logs from the Hesperus, and they are based in the T Tauri system at Hind Mine Station, which is another asteroid base. But both their megaships are here, and the reason why they are here is because of the Galnet article, because now it's gone public. Galnet has published an article saying that the Guardian Thargoid battlefield has been discovered. And so, Taurus Mining Ventures, who appear to be acting on behalf of Salvation, and an Aegis megaship are now very, very close to this site. They're in the system where we have the Orion Nebula Tourist Center, but that is only 134.55 light years from this new battlefield that has been discovered. So we have two megaships in the vicinity. What does this mean? What does this mean for Thursday? There's been various speculation in the player base as to where this might go now. Could we possibly have some kind of community goal? And if so, what would it be? Maybe it could be a trade CG, with both of these factions trying to establish an outpost in the trapezium sector in order to study this battlefield further and needing resources which are going to be brought to them by guess who? Us. That could be a possibility. Perhaps it could be an exploration CG, searching this area for more Guardian and Thargoid sites. Some players have even speculated that we might have a partial or even permanent unlock of some of the permit-locked sectors in this area of the galaxy, by saying that both factions want to try and find out new things, and so for whatever and however it's happened, we will maybe be able to either temporarily or permanently get access to one of the permit lock zones down here under the guise of looking for new information about the Guardians, looking for new information about the Thargoids, and just seeing what we may have missed in our studies already of them, something about their technology, something about their methodology, something about their language, their culture, whatever it might be. Anything that could give us either an edge or an understanding in this ongoing war with the Thargoids, in order to move the whole war on a bit. So, stay tuned. We've been told something is going to happen on Thursday. We don't know what yet. And we can go to the megaships. This is the Archimedes, the one belonging to Aegis. And it's set up for a number of things that could happen from here. So if we look at the services, standard range of services: advanced maintenance, repair, refuel, restock, livery change, remote engineering, basic outfitting, mining stuff and exploring stuff. The other megaship is more or less identical. They have mission boards and passenger boards, but no missions and passengers on them at this point. They have a commodity market, and they have a search and rescue contact, an authority contact, and a combat contact. So they are set up for trade, exploration, or even combat community goals. And although no part of this story has so far involved a community goal in any way, this is a possibility. Perhaps on Thursday there will be some kind of community goal attached to this. Nevertheless, we have these two megaships, competing megaships, in the system. Salvation didn't want the authorities to know what was going on, which is why he came to independent pilots in the first place. But the cat is out of the bag now, with the Galnet article reporting that an ancient battlefield has been discovered. Anybody with the time and the resources could come here, read the logs, realise they did something to a Guardian relic to unlock massive power from it, and then any company with enough facilities, money, and the ability to buy in the scientific expertise they need could go grab themselves a relic, build themselves a lab, and start testing it. I'm assuming that there's been no major changes to the electromagnetic spectrum in the last 2,000 years, so it wouldn't be difficult for anybody with the money and the ability to get the personnel, if they didn't have them themselves, to set up a lab and start bombarding these relics with everything they can think of until they get the same effect. And would you put money on the humans not doing that? No, nor would I. So, let's just see what happens on Thursday. And if it does turn out to be a community goal, okay. Personally, for me, I'm not sure if I'd find that completely a great thing. But if it was an exploration one, I think that would be nice. That would be quite cool if we got something like that. But as usual, we're going to play the waiting game. We're going to see what happens on Thursday and hope that that Twitter message was bang on. And this story may be moving along a little bit quicker than we think. Who knows? Let's find out on Thursday.